Hello and welcome to the next installment of the Tunisia 43 End in Africa scenario. This modified scenario. Today I am looking at the 8th Army. Typically, I will move north to south. In this case, because you, as the viewer, haven't seen a lot of action with the 8th Army, and there is a lot of action with the 8th Army, I'm going to go ahead and start there. Um, this is turn 3 and the turns take quite a long time. This is the start of turn 3. The only thing that I've done, well, I have done a few things. If you watch the last video in the series, then you'll see that I did my artillery, and I did my artillery in combination with some of my assaults. So that was very good. All right, let me start here. Okay, I paused the recording to do a quick sound check. All right, before I dig into the individual actions that I want to take, I'm going to step back a little bit and just look at the 8th Army as a whole. Uh, so even without the units. So let me turn the units off. We can see, like, I'm looking at, Enfedaville and Highway 1 and Beaufiche up north to the east along the coast. And I'm thinking about what it's going to take to, move all these units through here. Obviously, the roads are always very important. This area north of Jebel Kalb has a lot of crisscrossing roads, which will be useful between these two highways because I've got a lot of recon units here. There's also an elevated position to the north of my jump off point. I don't know which river this is. Really, it counts as a stream, but in any case, it's fordable. Or, well, fords are a specific thing in this game, but it's crossable. So, just kind of looking at it, zooming out, my immediate goals are this line, like along Pointe du Fos, Zakwan, and Beaufiche. I've got a lot of firepower along this 8th Army front. They are struggling a bit. It's tough going. It's a real slugfest getting through this initial line. But my thrusts are occurring here on the west side. I'm trying to make through. I'm looking for on the east. I'm looking for either spot to or either side to exploit, and I have units to exploit on both sides. And I also want to clear out this road. Basically, same like I've been saying throughout this video series, is that all axes must go. So we're going to get it done. Now, coming back to look at the tighter picture here. So over on the east, which unit is this? 8th Army. This is the oh gosh, some of the colors are a little bit tricky. I keep a like a key. Anyways, let me just look on the screen. So this is my 1st Armored Division. They are part of. Oh, I'm having a really hard time with this. They're part of the 10 Corps in the 8th Army. Okay, and 10 Corps, 8th Army, 10 Corps consists of 1st Armored, and I believe this is the 50th Infantry. Yeah, they are. They're not designated as motorized, but they are motorized. Okay, so 10 Corps is taking kind of the eastern half. Where do the Highlanders belong to? 30 Corps. 30 Corps consists of a lot of kind of like ad hoc formations, I want to say. And they're not ad hoc formations, that's not the right way to say it, but there's like a lot of variety in 30 Corps. And then, of course, I've got the New Zealand troops as well. They're kind of pivoting back and forth right now. They're helping out with mine clearing and ranged attacks. Okay, so the 1st Armored, they're also being supported by the, was this the King's Dragoons? And I think I had more King's Dragoons over here, which is a cool unit. They're B class. whole crew of B-class armored cars. I've also got a bunch of tanks. So looking at the individual, kilometer by kilometer hexes, uh, here I'm looking for the real weak points. I've already fired my artillery. We've made a couple of minor breakthroughs, I would say, with this one probably being the biggest. This bunker's got to go. Well, let me stay focused here. So this trench here already has a disrupted unit, I want to say. Yeah, they're disrupted. I've got plenty of firepower and undisrupted units here. So we should be able to punch through this trench and start clearing out these bunkers. And then we can have the road to ourselves to start moving my exploitation troops through. These New Zealand infantry, I'm kind of thinking that I might want to hold them in reserve along with the L Force. Uh, I am moving the, what is this? The 201st, do I have this right? Yeah, the 201st Guards Motorized Brigade Group through here as an exploiting force. But in any case, the point that I'm trying to make is that it wouldn't be the worst idea if I had some reserve on this front so that I could rotate troops out. We'll see how it goes. I'm committing a lot right now because I've got to get through this wall. All right, so first armored, they'll take this trench, and then in conjunction with the dragoons, what is it, the King's Dragoons, we're gonna take this. We're gonna try to take this bunker. The dragoons do have heart attack. Let me see. Oop, where's my button? They do have heart attack. What about these ones? They also have heart attack. I don't love using my elite recon troops to attack a bunker. They'll probably get some counterfire for it, but I really need to take this bunker. I've got to widen this hole so that I can start exploiting. There's a traffic jam right here. Anyways, so that's what the first armored is up to in conjunction with the King's Dragoons over here. King's Dragoons Guards. Now for the 50th Infantry. So I have kind of this like triple pincher going on over here. I've got a hole that I punched here on the border between the Highlanders and the 50th Infantry. And as I said, I'm moving the 201st Guards Motorized Brigade Group through there, and I'm going to pinch like this. They've got this bunker here, so they have a couple of points of resistance. I don't think it'll be such a cakewalk triangulating this here. But the other section of 50th Infantry, which is, there's a lot of engineers over here. I don't have any, ugh. I don't have a lot of infantry. Oh, okay, here they are. The Green Howards. Got a machine gun unit over here and some Marines. I got some other guys in L Force that I can use, or the New Zealanders. I just don't have quite as much infantry over here as I would like for the 50th, that is. But this is a trench, and they're already disrupted. So basically, the way that this will go is I'll punch through here, I'll punch through here, and it'll be like an encirclement with a strike in the middle as well. So these guys will get annihilated that way. Onto the Highlanders. So let me take a look here. All right. Sorry, I had a slight distraction. So the Highlanders, they're fighting really hard on the east side. Let me pull up their structure. They're part of 30 Corps. So 51st Highlander Division, the 151st Brigade, 153rd Brigade, And then the 154th Brigade is on the west over here in this valley, trying to clear out this area in conjunction with the Indian troops. So I am making fair progress here, but like they're still in pretty good position, and we're not quite there yet. Oh yeah, they're also being supported by the Royal Dragoons and additional King's Dragoons Guards units. Um, so they have an exploitation force here. I could have, on the last turn that I did, I remember I could have assaulted with these units, but I decided I was just gonna chill and shoot them up, just attack them. So I got a lot of disruptions. My artillery fire was on point here. This is looking good, actually. The closer that I'm looking at it. Wish I had engineer. Oh, I do have engineers here. All right. So I've got disruptions in a lot of places, not everywhere, but enough that I can do what I need to, I think. And then coming back to the 201st Guards Motorized Group, they'll be able to. They should be able to hook east. They're not going to be able to make it on this road west, so they've got to go east, northeast. Oh yeah, I also have what is this? The 8th Armored Brigade. They're part of the they're part of the New Zealand Corps. So I've got some like additional motorized infantry and armor in this group. Okay, now finally for 8th Corps, well, almost finally, as I stated, the Highlanders over here, the 154th Brigade, they're going to be trying to clear this road up past Jebel Beni Saidan, supported by the Indian troops as well as the, what is this, the 23rd Armored Brigade? Yes. And then the remainder of the Indian troops are going to be moving west to support XIXE Corps, the Moroccan division, which, goodness gracious, it looks like they need it. And I really need to pay attention because there's bunkers somewhere over here. Okay, all that being said, let's move east to west and see how this goes. All right, looking at my setup here, I've got infantry, I've got tanks, I have enough infantry to cover the tanks in both places. These are the Prince's Consort's own, if I recall this, the Prince Consort's own. Can I join these guys? Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because now they both have low ammo. That sucks. Alright. I'm just going to live with the consequences of my actions. I do save some scum sometimes, but I try not to when I'm recording. I got to pay attention, though. Okay, so these guys are fairly high fatigue. I think for a second here. I'm going to use my supporting fire before I go any further with this. So here, all these guys, no. A bunch of them. All right. Oops. Here. So we're going to shoot at this bunker. A disruption here would be really, really useful. And I've got a lot of guns, so let's see what we can maybe do. Oof, sorry. Forgot to turn the sound down. I'm just going to turn the sound off. I don't think I'll be able to get a disruption. AT guns, they, it does damage, but we'll try. Okay, so I'm debating about whether I want to do 2 assaults. That would be risky. Um, Crap. Well, okay. I'm going to be a little conservative. Okay, some counterfire there. We'll make sure that we can take this trench, and then we'll pick this bit apart. Good. I'm going to move these engineers out of here. I don't need to take this minefield. Let me look for any other mines. Use my handy dandy, was it icon first? Hotkey. There are more mines down here. I don't think that I need to clear them. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. Alright, so success over here. These engineers are really heavily fatigued, so I'm going to keep them over here in the corner. Hopefully they don't get shelled. Artillery. These guys are already all fired. These guys are already all fired. Technically, I should get some infantry over here to cover these guys. I think it will be fine. They won't be able to move here because of zone of control. I have these tanks here, which are emitting a zone of control, and these engineers are also, and they won't be able to move to this hex because they can't move from zone of control to zone of control. Okay, so this bunker is not disrupted. But I'm going to go ahead and assault it. I've got the Yorkshire Dragoons. A company, I think. 7th Rifles. And the other company of the Yorkshire Dragoons. Along with supporting tanks. I've got a lot of tanks. I might actually want to... Well, I was going to say I might actually want to fire them first. On the other hand, I might want to move them after I assault with my infantry as a reconnaissance force, but it would be better to use the dragoons for that, I think. I mean, these are like supposed to be recon units, right? They look cool. They're the King's Dragoons, but I think that they're just supposed to be recon units, like high quality recon units, and a lot of them. Okay, so here is what I will do. I need two things. These guys have got to get out because they're emitting a zone of control, and I can't move my recon units up through here until I move these guys. They're already disrupted, so it shouldn't take much to get them going, but let's see, do I have enough infantry? I should, man. These are light infantry. These they are fully bunkered up. So I mean, it's not going to be easy, but like I have to assault these guys, and I don't want to use my reconnaissance units to do that. Okay. So that pretty much answers my question. The question then is, who assaults first? Also, do I need to fire any of my tanks? I don't think so. Let's do this. I'm gonna hit them with a. I'm gonna hit these. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna assault first because these guys are already disrupted. I won't get a disruption if I shoot at them first, so I'm gonna assault the bunker first with this infantry. Let me move these. I'm gonna move these engineers out of the way just in case there's counterfire when the assault begins. Okay, no counterfire, so that's good. I'm gonna take the I'll tell you what I'll do. So I'm thinking I'm gonna assault with a detachment if I can. Let's see what I can do over here. Alright, so the minimum there is 16. So that means that I have to, this company right here, um, so here's a pro tip, and it talks about this in the manual, but you take a penalty if you don't have enough infantry supporting the tanks in your assault. So what that means is that I need to make sure that I have like 10 infantry, I believe it is, for every vehicle in the assault. And the smallest broken up group I have for vehicles, well, my tanks, are going to be 16. And I also want to make sure that I'm assaulting with the right tank. So, whoops, did I do that right? No, here. Okay, so combine those again. You can combine and break down with no penalty or anything. Um, so the Royal Hussars are the ones with the highest salt. These tank units here, the Crusader Mark IIIs, are not as good as the Sherman IIIs, but they're probably cheaper. They're a little faster. Um, they still have decent assault as well, but in any case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take. I'm just going to take the dragoons and go with this unit of hussars to assault this disrupted unit here. So I'm reserving the D10 and the B Yorkshire Dragoons. The C10, and let me make sure if I have enough infantry to cover all of these vehicles. It needs to be on the same hex. So 19 plus 16 is 35. I'll be having yes, just enough. Okay. If my understanding of the calculation is correct. All right, let's go for it. Get a little counterfire from that disrupted unit. No effect. Ah, didn't make it through. What a shame. Okay. Um, I still want to proceed with my other plan, though, to assault through here. This, I should make it. Okay, that clears my zone of control for my dragoons. Let me take the rest of my shots here. First thing, so I make sure I get maximum strength on this attack. Good. Take some counterfire, I expected that. Did I take really bad fatigue off of that? No, not really. We took a few losses. It was a bit of a stalemate assault. I am disappointed I didn't get through, but I'll keep working the problem. That's kind of that's how this flows sometimes. The only issue that I have right now is that next turn is dusk. This game does not have dusk. This particular iteration. Um, I should have shot these guys first. That's okay. But next turn will be the last daytime turn, so I'll need to be in a good defensible position as much as possible. Yeah. Okay. Counterfire fatigue. I don't know if it's generally good practice to shoot at bunkers. I mean, I am hurting him. We got a disruption though. Oh, one of my dragoons. I should get these guys out of here so that they're not subjected to the defensive fire. Uh-huh. Checking something right quick. Fresh. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and shoot. Good. Oh, pro tip, you can hold down Alt when you're firing, and it makes that unit shoot all of its shots. All right, so here I'm moving my recon cars. I'm going to avoid stacking up on this hex here, so I'm going to push out a little bit. I'm disappointed that this guy got disrupted. Oh, he can't move through that hex. Okay. Isolated, isolated. All these dragoons are going to be isolated, so I shouldn't move too terribly far. I'll try to avoid doing that. Oh, minefield. Yeah, like I think what I'd rather do is engage this armored car over here than try to make some crazy breakout. This hex right here with the rough terrain is really causing me some grief too. I didn't recognize that. Okay, so let's get these dragoons moved up. None of them have range. I want to make sure my hard boys shoot at the hard targets and my soft boys shoot at the soft targets. So here, take some counter fire. We caught this armored car in travel mode. So hopefully I can get a kill. Yeah, I got a kill on that one. Excellent, a kill and a disruption. So let's go ahead and move my my other armored car. Now they have better soft attack, so I'm going to use them to attack this infantry that's already disrupted. Maybe I'll get lucky and kill this guy outright. Doesn't look like it. So same deal here. I am moving my armored cars up and shooting at this infantry. Good. I'm bummed that the bunker assault did not go through, but I think that overall this attack is developing well. And I did just kill that unit. I got 10 kills on that one. Really won't have much of an effect on this armor here, so I think what I'd rather do is spread my unit out. Okay. Anybody else to move over here? Not looking like it. I could go for this minefield. I really don't need to. It's not on a road. I don't have any troops to exploit through there. I'm just going to leave that. Looking for anything else that I need to move over here. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Moving on to the 50th Infantry and the units that I have in support, which include the 8th Armored Brigade and parts of L Force. So what I'm liking over here, I've got this light infantry, this German light infantry, which is disrupted already in this trench. So I'm going to go ahead and take this trench. I've got this row of mines in front of this setup, but I don't need to cross those mines because I already cleared this minefield here. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I was going to say I could assault into this bunker again, but, well, it wouldn't be the craziest thing I've done. It really just depends. What is this, an orchard? If I would have enough, so this is one of those times where I got to figure out if I have enough movement to even make this an option. Um, Foot orchard is 8 MP, and we'll need 2/3. Yeah, I would have enough. Seems wild. I don't know if it would be really effective. I think it might be though, man. Are they disrupted? No. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing with the 50th. I'm gonna maintain the plan with the 50th. I feel like I'm playing a little bit conservatively, and I think I'm okay with that. Alright. Machine gunners. This trench is already disrupted, and I'm gonna try to disrupt them some more. Was I moving these units? I guess I was. Or shooting. Oh, I don't have line of sight on them. That's a bummer. I think I knew that. Alright, anyways. Hard, 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 soft, hard. Oh, the 17 pounders have a range of 3. Okay. This bunker. All right, excellent. Nothing else really going on there. This bunker is not disrupted, but I am plugging away at them. Okay, I don't have flipping. I don't have any more infantry up here right now. I do have more infantry coming up from 50th, but they're not going to be in time, and they're not going to be there in time to assault. Thinking I'm going to eventually need to clear this minefield here to clear this road. Okay, so let's do this. Let me see if I can assault this. I'm going to try to move this tank unit up. I should be able to give them a little bit of extra oomph. Who is this from? This is from the 1st Army Tank Brigade, which is part of the 8th Army troops, so I shouldn't take an assault penalty from that. Defensive fire. I do have enough movement points. I'm going to break up this unit and hopefully remember to put it back together. And actually I'm going to shoot at them with this unit here. That was a good hit. Okay, I'm confident. Excellent. Lost 6, took 10, got the trench, and hit their disrupted unit. 17 kills, that was a good one. Push them into this field. And then let me consolidate these guys back together. And then I have an additional shot for my infantry. Now I will move my mine clearing troops up. I'm not. Yeah, I'm like, I want to clear these mines, but I really don't need to. And I don't want to expose my guys to unnecessary harm. So they'll be in there, and then I'm gonna move. I'll also move them here. They can also clear mines. What are these? These are my 10 core troops? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna pause the recording and just check the time here. I'll be right back. Okay, we're good on time. So, we got the assault. That's great. The next spot that I'm looking at is here, in the middle of the 50th. Actually, I think I may have some dependency there depending upon what happens at the left flank of the 50th. So let me go ahead and take that right here. These units are pretty fresh. I do have disrupted one here, which is disappointing, but the rest of these look to be in pretty good shape. So, okay. I've got this bunker here. By the way, I think that these troops are just Italian. Pretty sure. I was looking at the order of battle editor earlier. So, in any case, I have a lot of infantry. They're in the right spot. I'm going to run this assault. It's going to be on this bunker, and they have at least company strength there. So I don't know how it's going to go, but I have a lot of infantry. So hopefully these guys are going to be able to move up and still have enough left over. It's a clear hex. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Hit me with the 88s. Ugh. They really caught me here. Huh. Okay. 9th Durham. I took a lot of fatigue on that. I don't like that. What do they have over here? Machine gunners! They have an 88 and like freaking hundreds of machine gunners. That's not good. Alright, let me see this here. That's not super. I'm gonna break up this assault. I think I should have enough infantry here. There's like 750 guys here. I think we can take this bunker. If we can't, we'll look at it again. But let's see what happens. Let's get the party started. Nice. We took a lot of fatigue on the 6th Durham. That's not as chill, but I needed that. So now we're going to push up the road here and get in position of these machine gunners. I gotta engage them. They're gonna hurt me bad. I'm gonna take out these 88s. Ugh. This is not super. So these guys are disrupted, which is lame because they only have 2 fatigue. Let me see this here. Yeah, there's no cover or anything. This is an ugly spot. But at least what I can do, I really wish that I had something I could move up this road, but there's no way I can get through there, I don't think. I can push with my infantry though. And what I can do is that I can get enough of my infantry around them that if they attack, then they'll be drowned with counterfire, drowned with defensive fire. And I'm also noticing that this rough up here will prevent them from at least getting armor on the hill above me. And ideally, I'm going to want to take this hill on my next turn. And, alright, so that's good. Speaking of hills that I want to take, Oh, we already did this assault during my artillery. Okay. Highlanders have a nasty job. I haven't moved the 201st Guards Motorized Brigade group yet, but I don't know. They have to move east. What I want to do is deploy them. Yeah, so what I want to do is get them behind the 50th over here. I'm trying to think of which direction. I might just move them up this hill and go straight up here. That would be pretty useful, actually. I'm thinking. Okay. Let's go ahead and get them moved. Okay. Okay. Move my headquarters unit up. These guys will stay. Machine gunners. They can shoot. They can shoot. My AT guns. No damage. They hit me with the artillery. Okay, I'm moving some of these recon units up from the first armored. I've got some other stuff going on over here. I still don't have a breakout for the... Well, actually, I kind of do. I can move the New Zealanders up. Let's see. So these engineers... I'm just going to move them out of the way. These engineers... I'm trying to think of where I want to put like these L Force infantry and the New Zealand infantry. This is really the only spot that I can move them through. But again, it's going to be night soon. I won't be able to move them up this hill because it's... Okay. Let's do like this. I've got visibility there. Okay. Okay. Which is these? This is part of the 50th Infantry. Okay. Like this. Perfect. Great. And this is part of my 1st Army Tank Brigade. What unit is that? 1st Army Tank Brigade? Okay, these white color ones. These ones do not have range. I'm gonna move them up to this bunker. I think that is fine. Let's see, I've got the 1st Tank Brigade headquarters unit over here. And I'm gonna move him here to get him out of the way. The New Zealanders have the light tank units. They've got a lot of infantry, which is good for me. I always love infantry, of course. This is the 25th New Zealand Infantry Battalion. The 6th New Zealand Brigade. Let's see. 6th New Zealand, and then the 5th New Zealand. Oh, I've already got one of their units up there. Okay. So, what is this? Huh, these guys look different. They use a different truck or something. That's the Maori battalion. I don't know. I just always get fascinated by like the tiny little differences that they include in this game, where it's like there's absolutely no functional difference between the 21st New Zealand Infantry Battalion and the 28th New Zealand Maori Battalion, but the Maoris were there, and you know, it is kind of interesting because I don't know much about New Zealand, but I've heard of the Maoris before, so. Okay, we're moving up my extra infantry. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to move L Force troops over here. Here. Oh, can these guys shoot? Yeah, I think that I can. Trench? No, I cannot. Because I can't see that. Okay. See from here? Nope. So, where do I want to be with these guys? And where are they? The 50th Infantry. Okay, great. Sorry, just repositioning them right quick. Okay. And my tanks and my AT gun here. What? Why can't I shoot? Maximum range. Oh, I was looking at the range for soft, not hard. Okay. I should be able to. Okay, yeah. These are my New Zealanders AT guns, so I can shoot them. So we'll shoot them. And take this tank. This is again part of the what is it? The 23rd Armored Brigade. 8th Armored Brigade, part of the New Zealand Corps. So we will move. Again, he's soft range of 2. All right. So here, good. Ooh, that was a good hit too. 10 kills. All right. And now that I am thinking about it, well, I was gonna say maybe I want to move like these New Zealand Corps troops, these 8th Armored Brigade troops, kind of heading west, but I don't think so. There's not a lot of cover over here. I can move my L Force commander up, and actually I probably could have left him there. So light AT gun, no range on it, but I will move him up like here. And actually, I think I will leave my artillery in place for now. Maybe, yeah, I'll leave them in place for now. Headquarters unit. Get my infantry up here. Headquarters unit can stay. You go there. You go there. Take out a travel. You can stay. I have more mine units over here that I really don't need. Well, actually I do. That's not true. These guys are disrupted. So it's a little brutal, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these engineers up now so that way they take less fire. Hopefully, like, if there is defensive fire, it'll land on the unit that's already disrupted, basically, is the plan. So, if I can, these are all, alright, let's do this. So, oh, okay. Move him to the bottom of the stack. then yeah. So these are all my New Zealand engineers, and I don't want to put them all in there if I don't have to. I'm looking at their stats. Same defense. Okay. Let's just take the second field squad then. We'll put them up here. Oh, I was wrong. Oh no, I was right. They are part of the New Zealand Corps, but they're part of the the 8th Armored Brigade instead of the 2nd New Zealand Division. Okay, so that is done. Let me get these guys from the 50th out of here and kind of moving west because they're disrupted. They're not disrupted units cannot clear mines, so they're useless there. Um, Okay, and I've got my headquarters unit for the 201st Guards Motorized Brigade Group, and I'll put him here. What else do I have going on with the Highlanders? I can move this infantry up. No range on this AT gun. And move these engineers up, and then they'll be on the road. So that's good. Oh, I should be able to shoot with these guys. That's good. No effects. So here's some more infantry. I'll get them across the stream. Nope, love them running right up on this bunker. I'm kind of like, do I even want to move them? Because I won't be able to assault here for a while. I won't be able to assault this bunker for 2 turns at least. I mean, I could with 1 battalion, 1 company. I don't know. Yeah, let me see if I can figure that out right quick. It's the 153rd Brigade, and it's the 1st battalion, I guess, of the 153rd Brigade. But there's not enough guys. I don't think it would go well. It's certainly not to my advantage, I would say. So, like, I don't know where else. Yeah, I'll move them over to the right side. These guys in the bunker aren't going to go anywhere, and I think it would be better to have them with this other group. Is that also Gordon Highs? It's a mix of Gordon Highs and Blackwatch, so yeah, that'll be great. Let's go for that. Got some pretty good fatigue on this Blackwatch unit. Alright, and who else haven't I moved? So, that's pretty much everybody, huh? Okay, great. Just checking my moved units. Good, good, good. Everything looking good. Alright, and then I've got my western flank over here. So, yeah, I don't know what really to say about it. I'm just gonna run up on these hills and try and get through these bunkers and stuff. These troops are French, so I guess they're Vicky French. Here, shoot these guys up. Alright, let's begin the assault on this position. Oops. Got some counterfire and hit with the artillery. That was pretty gnarly. This should get through. Yeah, they're already disrupted. They're done. And I have enough left over to shoot at them. but they are uphill, so that's a disadvantage for me and an advantage for them on their return fire. But they're badly disrupted and weakened at this point, and I'm in the trench, even though the trench is vacated and takes a penalty. So, I can't even get through here. Am I gonna have to assault with my engineers? That sucks. Oh, well, these guys are pretty good assaulters. They have 14 assault. This unit has less than 100 men, so I should be able to just do it like this. Hopefully. 4 fatigue. Ugh. 34 fatigue and disrupted. Ah, that was a mistake. Okay. Crap. Where's the next closest engineer? I'm gonna move these guys back. I gotta get them out of there. I can't have them get disrupted. Okay. Where can I shoot at them from? Trying to see where I can shoot at them with my AT gun. Can't really. I gotta get through this trench. It's holding everything up because I've gotta get through here. Move my AT gun through here, and then I'll be able to support. Although, you know, truthfully, I'm just gonna assault right now. Black watches here. We'll see what we can do. One man on the return fire. Didn't get through. Didn't take a lot of fatigue, but yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Okay, so 23rd Armored Brigade. Getting into it. I've got the Highlander Scout unit over here. I can't get up this hill. I don't like this position. It's an open, clear position. They've got company strength up that hill. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna move these guys up. These guys have range, so I'll be able to move here and start shooting. So that's good. These guys do not have range. They're part of the 23rd Royal. Is that the same? Yeah. 23rd Armored Brigade. 23rd Armored Brigade. So these guys don't have range, which sucks, but here we go anyways. Don't have enough movement, I guess. Yeah. Getting through the jungle as a tank is challenging. Alright. Okay, the Indians are here. We have some infantry, so that's great. I'd rather... well... So, I'm debating about whether to take them out of travel mode before I get to my destination hex. If I take them out of travel mode, once I get there, I'll be able to assault next turn. If I take them out of travel mode before I get there, I don't know if I'll be able to make it into the destination hex to assault next turn. I'm trying to think of the math on that. So this is a forest hex on a road. For foot... It's called forest, right? Yeah. 10 MP. These guys have 72, quite a lot. But that's in travel mode. I think it will be fine if I'm gonna go for it. So they'll take the counter fire. A fair amount of it. Watch them get disrupted. Jeez. It's tense sometimes. Okay, I'm pushing forward. I've got more infantry coming up. I've got engineers and my AT guns. I can move this headquarters unit up. I can move this headquarters unit up. I keep them in some form of cover. Okay. Okay, I'm almost done with 8th Army. I have a few of these Indian units left. Okay, okay, and then I wanted to dismount up here and go the rest of the way on foot because there's a German bunker over here. Okay, so that's 8th Army. That's what it looks like. It's real slugfest over here, and there's some pretty gnarly trade-offs that I'm having to make, and like take a lot of fatigue pretty early on in the battle. But we are making progress. The attack is going generally according to plan. I have some pretty decent positions here, which they won't be able to counterattack into. I have good strong flanks. Most of the for the most part, this light tank might be in a little trouble if it gets heated. But yeah, I think that overall, I mean, they also have these machine guns, and that's that 88 over here. But overall, I'd say it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and we'll keep having a good time with it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment. Uh, Appreciate your viewership.